Hello, my name is Valeria Marin. I belong to the psychologist team at INSER, and I'm going to be hosting this space of testimonies that connects us with the heart. Today, we're going to be with a wonderful woman. Omalix, welcome. How are you? Thank you for this invitation. Thank you for being in this space. And tell us that to everyone who's listening, she's an artist. She chose to be a single mother, and she's the mother of dear Lucas. And we're going to listen to this beautiful story. Let's start. Tell us, how did you make the decision, this important decision to your life and for all the women? Well, I think that all the women that decide to become a mother, they all have their reasons and they're valid. In my case, I always knew that I wanted to be a mom. And as you said, as an artist, most of my paintings are related to that desire of being a mother. When I was younger, I would imagine that the dream of becoming a mother was going to be carried out the conventional way. I was going to get married, find a husband. But as time went by, that person didn't arrive. I started to think about this option of becoming a mother like this. Carry on. So I started to think about this 8 years ago. And I was still 2 years from graduating. And I said, after I finish, if I haven't found the right person, I'm going to explore this option. I went into a relationship, then the relationship finished, and then I took this topic again. And I talked to my family, and I told them I want to become a single mother. And they were very supportive. Go on. It was 2016. And then I started to do some research about the processes, about the methods of assisted reproduction to become a mother, about donor banks, the costs, and researching into other people's experiences, other women's experience, to be more informed. When you decided this, were you afraid to choose this path that it's different from what is expected? I was a little bit afraid of what people were going to think. But I always said, my dreams are first, my happiness and my life, before what other people might think. And that's really valuable, to bring your happiness first, beyond social expectation. Tell us, how was your process? What happens after you make the decision? How was your treatment? When I made the decision, I was 34. The reason I also wanted to do it, taking you on your previous question, the fertility window is narrowing. And I was aware that biological clock was ticking, that age matters. I didn't go beyond that window, waiting for the right person. So when I was 34, I made a decision. I looked for a doctor. I did the first insemination. I was pregnant. But a few weeks later, I had a miscarriage. after that, I had 5 inseminations. A lot. You go through a roller coaster of emotions because you get very hopeful, and when it doesn't work, your heart is broken. It's a mix of frustration and sadness and anger, even guilt. But it's no one's fault, really. People that go through this, please know that no one is guilty. But of course, when you're living it, you tend to blame yourself. But with every single attempt, let's get ready for the next one, because this is your dream and you're gonna try. And after those 5 inseminations, I decided to try in vitro. But here in the United States, it's where I live, it's extremely expensive. It was out of my budget. And in that research, I found this wonderful place, INSER. And this is possible because it was achievable. So you arrived at Colombia, you decide to come. First, I had the donation of the sperm because of the previous processes. The sperm bank was in charge of sending to Colombia, and I was a little bit afraid because I didn't know if it was gonna get there well. All the trip, imagine, yes. But they were used to that, so everything was okay. I went to Colombia. I love your country. I love it. Thank you. I went to Medellin. I already knew it. And since the moment I stepped foot there, it was wonderful. Dr. Sergio, my doctor, Marjorie, the patient coordinator. From the lady who was giving you the coffee, from the front desk, the doctors, everyone. The treatment is exceptional. I spent a lot of time there and I felt like family. That's what we aim. That we feel as family. Because we're doing a task that touches your heart, and it's good to feel like a family. Let me ask you, in all this process, when you arrived, what was the hardest thing? What was the most difficult thing in the treatment? And the most valuable thing that you find during those attempts and those moments of failure? The hardest thing was dealing with anxiety. Finding myself trying to overcome the losses. Finding that my ovaric reservoir was low. I knew that it was not 20, but I was hoping it was going to be different. I had very few eggs, but as Dr. Sergio said, with one that is working, it's enough. I had 2 in vitro cycles. In the first one, it was positive, but it didn't go well. And in the second one, I was able to have Lucas. Before we talk about Lucas, which is very important, let me ask you, there's an idea in people that when we start a process just like you did alone, that you are actually alone. Were you alone, or is that a myth? Well, I'm sorry that I'm paying attention to something else. Can you repeat the question? That usually people have the idea that when a woman makes the decision to be a single mother, she's going to be alone. The question is, did you actually feel alone, or who was there with you in this process, in the treatment, until now? because of my choice, I didn't talk to so many people, only to my closest people, my parents, and they were very supportive. They understood every single step of the process. I wasn't alone. But besides that, I also had the support of those mothers that I had searched, that they were on the same process or that they have already done it. They were very supportive and to cheer me up when I was feeling low. I was not alone at all. It's important to find a tribe, a support group, a support network that you trust. And I think that's very important. This is a process that demands having company, and it's not necessarily a partner. It can be your family, your friends, that tribe that you talk about of other women that have gone through the same. So Lucas came, and how was it? How was that moment? Tell us about that moment of joy. Well, that's the most wonderful thing. Lucas is the biggest blessing. I see him every day and I tell myself, and he says mom or mama, and it's the best decision I could have ever made. I don't have any regret. If I had to go through the same, I would go 1 in 1,000 times only to have him, because he's the most magical thing that has ever happened to me. Lucas brings light to the world, as his name points out. And he's actually like that. He's full of light. That's so beautiful. And thank you for being able to share your testimony and that joy of the process, of going through the process. You just said that you would go through the same, that Lucas is going to be there at the end. So today, in the present moment with Lucas, when you look back, what do you see? When do you see that long path, that roller coaster of emotions? What do you see? I value it a lot, and it makes me feel very grateful for the miracle of life. People take it for granted. You understand how hard it is for life to form, and the process is very complex. And you become very grateful for that. And there are a lot of things that I learned, a lot of strength, a reaffirmation of strength, of resilience, of faith, that I could do it. Because he taught me that. He taught me to be strong, resilient, to push forward, and you can make it. Okay. With this, you were saying in the beginning, like as an artist, you painted about these topics during the treatment. Did you paint or did you make some art from this process? What happened with your art? During the pregnancy, I didn't paint. But after that, and my focus is still the desire of being a mother, now motherhood. All these steps that are required to be a mom. The experience of being a mother, this big love. Okay. Please, you have to share with us at the end of this talk. There are some paintings where Lucas is already there and others are still not finished. Omalix, please. You had mentioned that it's very important for you, the tribe. All these women that live this process. You start to become a reference for many women that made this choice, what did you start to do? What comes out of it? After Lucas is born, I had this need of being very vocal, very open, very transparent about the process that I went through, not only about my decision of being a single mother, but the fertility process, even the losses that I had, because we don't talk enough about that. And I feel like when I offer my experience, I could help other women that are going through similar things, that could identify or that feel accompanied, and other couples as well, not only single mothers. They could find support with that. And because of that, I have created a certain community of moms, of mothers, and of people who are trying to become mothers. It's very beautiful, that conversation that it's being created thanks to Lucas. And I have met people that is asking, how was your process? Where did you go? And I am the international anchor of Insert. I have shared Marjorie's email and inside information. And I'm always happy about this. If I can help one person or one couple to achieve their dream of becoming parents, I'm good. I did my job. That's very beautiful, Omalix. I think that after growing through this process and having this beautiful joy, I think that in many women, this need of thinking about other women arises for the women who needs a light. Tell all these women who are listening to us, even couples, in this moment, what message could you leave to them from all the wisdom you have built and this joy that you are sharing with us today? I would say to other women who are considering being a single mom like me, that if it's what your heart wants, just go for it. Don't sacrifice your dream of being a mother because of what other people might think. And I have always said that love is the fundamental of a family, the basis of a family. You can be a single mother and being a beautiful family too. And for other people, like couples that are going through this very steep road, don't lose hope. Search for help of professionals, like Ian said, so you can achieve the dream. Don't lose hope. That's the most important thing. Persevere with hope and with faith until you make your dream come true. Please let us know if we're gonna meet your light. He just woke up, but I'm gonna look for him. Hi, Lucas. Hi. Babies are light. Please tell us what you feel. How old is he? He just turned 2 last Friday. Lucas is beautiful. He's sweet. He's the biggest blessing that God has given me. And Insert, of course. It's very joyful to to have you here, to listen to your story. I know these stories reach a lot of hearts, and being able to see Lucas in the screen, our hearts are filled with joy. Tell us about your family, the ones that were there during the process. How are they feeling with this process, with your choice, with how things are today? My family is extremely happy about the decision. My dad, he's a beautiful grandfather. Lucas loves him. And he says, they say that they cannot imagine life without Lucas. And I think I want to have maybe a partner in the future. If it comes up, it's welcome. But I want to highlight that I didn't want to miss the chance of finding more problems in the future. If someone come to my life, that's perfect. I like that because that's a different order. It's like challenging the order of life, the way we've been told. And having women like you with that courage, with that strength, making those choices and saying, I choose this path and I open myself to the possibility that other things might happen in the future, and that's not gonna change my dream. That brings a lot of happiness. And we could share that message with you and with other women. We tend to think and to wait for things that to happen as they should. What do you say to the women you are guiding? I share my hope with them, especially to the ones that are trying to get pregnant and have had losses or failures. I'm always there, supporting them, motivating them. Many of them share their steps. I'm in this day of the cycle. I have the sonogram today, and we bring support to each other, and they don't feel so alone. They feel supported, knowing that there's someone there who understands the story. That's the right push. Omalix, thank you. Thank you very much for sharing with us your story, for sharing your process, that we know we had a lot of difficult moments where it was easy to say how we're going to carry on. But as you said, just get ready for what's to come. What could you say to close this talk? What are your final words? Well, I hope that with my experience and with my story, you can be motivated to move forward, to go for your dreams. And I hope that everyone gets the baby that they want. I think we're all working towards that. And for all those who are trying to get a baby like Omalix, can achieve it. Thank you so much for being here, and thanks to Lucas too. And I hope to be there soon so you can meet him. Of course,